Give it a minute, it will come. Yeah, it's already started. Peace, people.
So, good evening once again. Welcome to the 245th meeting. So, Toastmaster Sanidhya was like, can I take up the TMoD for this meeting? Because it is the last offline meeting of our 14th XCOM. So, initially, I was like, okay, once I heard it, I was really sad, okay? I was like, oh, this is the last meeting. Done 14th XCOM. Even though we have 2 more months left in office, it's going to be offline for the month of June, so we won't have the same experience. It's not the same experience offline and online. No matter what you say, it cannot be the same. In addition to this, he announces the theme is pack up. That added on to the sadness that I have. So I was like, okay, if I can open today's meeting, it would be good. So that's why I wanted to be the essay. That being said, in every Toastmasters meeting, we have 3 rules that we have to follow. That is silence any noise-making devices so that it doesn't interrupt anyone during the meeting. Secondly, if you want to come into the hall or walk out, do so when the applause is going on. Then, if you want to talk on any sensitive topics like sex, religion, caste, do so in a manner that it won't hurt anyone. That being said, I like to pass on the meeting to the presiding officer, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
All right. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, everyone. Well, that was the second last time I'm being called on the stage as the presiding officer. Anyway, so welcome to the 245th meeting of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru. Theme packed up. Well, there are not a lot of announcements apart from the fact that Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru will be going for a sabbatical for the next 1 month. So there'll be no meetings as such. But then, yeah, the club will be active. Tap Spam will be active. But apart from all of that, after 1 month, we'll be back with online meetings. And yes, so the term will continue for 1 month. No need to feel bad about, nothing to feel bad about. And without any further ado, let me open the meeting themed pack up, meeting number 245, open. So, like every club, every society, anything for that matter, we too have a motto and we too have this something around which we work on. So it goes something like this. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience in which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. Well, I don't know how many times I've read this, but still I can't memorize it. Anyway, so that's the theme of or the motto of a club, and you guys are very much aware of it. No announcement as such, which I've already covered. Nothing from PR, nothing from membership. Birthday posters will be on time, as you guys don't have to worry about the exam part. If your birthday lies between the exam season, don't worry, your birthday posters will be delivered. And now I'm just waiting for the TMoD to come so that I can give the stage to him, and I'm just doing something. It's not turning out great. Anyone wants to come up on the stage and say something? Right. Do you want to come and give your CT presentation, or do you want to? Yes, please.
I'm going to take every opportunity to come here and talk today because it's honestly really sad. So, let me talk about wanting to be a part of XCOM. So, the time when I joined the club, I was the first member that 13th XCOM bought into the club. Our great Toastmaster Ram introduced me to this club, and then I joined. And after seeing everyone in 13th XCOM, I realized that I want to be a part of the executive committee someday. And then the elections was held on December 2nd of 2023. That is 5 months from today. And honestly, not just the leadership skills that you get after being an XCOM, you also learn how to work with people. You learn how you get to know a type of a bond that you make with them. And that is something that you will carry forward for the rest of your life. That is something I wanted to say. And now our TMoD is over here, so we can begin. I'll give it back to Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
Thank you for such a sentimental address. All right then. So without any further ado, we're already running late by 15 minutes, which I'll be covering in my GA report. But nevertheless, since we have our TMoD here, okay, let him get hold of himself. He just came running, I think. You're fine? All right, the stage is all yours. Yeah. Toastmaster Sanidhya, everyone.
Well, I think Sharanya almost gave you the entire introduction about what I planned for today. So I'll just tell you about one specific date while starting today's TMoD session. The date was 16th December 2023. It was that day where a group of newbies got hold of this club, and they were all ready to take this journey forward for another term. It was the day of our installation ceremony, where our area director, Toastmaster Kannan, was here. And it was the first time on that day we held this thing for the first time in our hands. And we gave an oath that from now on, we will fulfill our duties with our utmost priority and all our effort. It was that day where we all were very excited and nervous and feeling a bit proud about ourselves. Okay, this thing is in our hands now. For those of you who don't know, this is a golden gravel, which is given to a club after lots and lots of criteria, lots and lots of hard work, and lots of efforts. So this is a significance of leadership. This is a symbol of leadership. So that day we held this in our hands for the first time and gave an oath that yes, we will fulfill our duties in the best way possible. And hence started the term of 14th ExCom. With the president as Toastmaster Nikhilesh, me as Vice President Education, Toastmaster Nikhil as Vice President Membership, Toastmaster Sharanya as Vice President Public Relations, Toastmaster Aryan as Secretary, Toastmaster Pranav as Treasurer, and Toastmaster Abhinaya as Sergeant at Arms. We all were new, and hence we were given this opportunity to take this club through another term. And the main reason for us getting that opportunity was this platform. This very platform that was founded by Ralsis Medley on 22nd of October in 1924. Toastmasters International was found. And today, there are more than 280,000 members across 144 countries and more than 15,000 clubs. And every one of those 15,000 clubs has one executive committee for every term, which leads the club through its glory. And so we were there. Now, before I begin today's meeting, there are three basic qualities that an ExCom officer should have. Number one, taking decisions. Just the way three of you guys have taken decisions of giving your speeches today, we also have to take many decisions as an officer. And hence, as we relate to the executive committee term, this meeting has the first segment of prepared speeches, where the speakers take a decision of giving a part of their lives to all the members. Number two, there are situations that the other members may not know of, but they require immediate attention. And all the executive committee officers have to be very impromptu while handling those. And hence comes the second segment of our meeting, that is the table topic segment, that is the impromptu segment. And number three, for an ExCom officer, is to take feedback from all the members about how their term is going, about what are the things they want to add on, what help they need, and hence comes the third segment of today's meeting, that is the evaluation segment. Now, the evaluation segment is headed by the General Evaluator. And the General Evaluator for this meeting is Toastmaster Nikhilesh. For his introduction, he is someone who prefers wooden benches over comfortable mattresses. So I would like to call upon Toastmaster Nikhilesh to give his introduction as the General Evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sanidhya. It's been a long time since I take up general evaluators. So, all right, how does this work? I'll be evaluating the flow of the meeting. I'll be pinpointing wherever you've gone wrong. And not only doing that, whenever you make a mistake, I'll make sure that that mistake is pointed out, but also I'll tell you what is to be done regarding that. That's that. And to help me with that, I have a group of 3 people called the TAC team. Well, for that, TAC team is basically timer, accountant, and grammarian. So what do these 3 roles mean and what do they do? Well, they'll tell you. So today's meeting, we have Toastmaster Venkat as the timer. So please.
Good evening, fellow Toastmasters. Today, this meeting is about themed backup. In a world where time is the most precious resource, that nobody will lose it. Nobody want to lose it. Just as we pack our belongings, our clothes, or our whatever belongings, uh, in this packages where our belongings will be well packed, and in this meeting the timer will pack our speeches, our memories, and our evaluations, etc. uh, so as a timer for table topic session, there will be a 1 to 2 minutes time. In 1 minute I'll show the green card, in 1 minute 30 seconds I'll show the yellow card, and for 2 minutes I'll show the red card. For speech evaluations, there prepared speeches, there will be a time of 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes is for green card, 6 minutes is for yellow card, and 7 minutes is for red card. And for last table topic session, there will be a for speech evaluations, there will be a 1 to 2 2 to 3 minutes. In this, 2 minutes is I'll show the green card, and 2 minutes 30 seconds I will show the yellow card, and red card is for 3 minutes. And there will be a 30 seconds buffer time so that can complete our speech. Thank you. Over to Toastmasters. Nikhilesh.
That was a wonderful way to put the timers roll out. And next up, we have our accountant, Toastmaster Aryan, who will be explaining the role of accountant. And yeah.
20% of all the words we use are filler words. Now, these can happen due to the way we are raised. This can happen due to the way we have been brought up. And most of it we do unknowingly. And, but, so these take away the flow of what you're trying to explain, take away the flow of what you're trying to convey. So in my role as the R counter today, I'll make note of the 4 major things: C, R, P, Fs, which are crutches, repeats, pauses, and fillers, because you can categorize most of the filler words or anything into these 4 things. At the end of the meeting, I will show all of you the report of how many times each one of you has used one of these CRPFs when called upon by the general evaluator. Now back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
All right, thank you, Toastmaster Aryan. That was a very apt introduction of what the role of accountant is. Next up, we have Toastmaster Ganesh, who will be a grammarian for today.
Hello. 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 Okay. Right. Good morning, people. Good night, because we don't want to sleep here, right? So silent. At least the mic is not betraying us of its cause, I guess, right? And I was almost thinking the volume levels are, completely down or rest in peace, right? They're in graveyard. So let's think of increasing the volume from the ground up, right? And that is the word of the day and the idiom of the day for you guys. As a grammarian, my role today would be to correct you or to catch your imperfections, or the corrections that you need, or you might need, or you might have done in your speeches or anywhere. That can be table topic. Just be on the dais and I'll be correcting you. So the grammatical errors, wrong usages, and even an appreciation for the beautiful word usages. So that's my role today. And let me introduce the word of the day and idiom of the day with the definitions, please. So betray is the word of the day, which means to hurt someone who trusts you. And the idiom of the day is from the ground up. That means to start something new from scratch. Over to the general evaluator.
Thank you. That was rather uplifting. The mood was not in the right set, but now you've set it in the right mood. So thank you for that. And that'll be the tag team for you. And I'll be back with my strict or lenient evaluation depending on how the meeting goes. When called upon by the Toastmaster of the day towards the end, that is the evaluation segment of the meeting. And all right, guys, have fun. Back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanidhya. Clap.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhilesh. Now, moving forward, we all are installed. Now, the biggest task for us is our exams are starting, and we have to be trained for our respective offices. Now, 26th of December is the starting date of our end semesters, and we bunch of newbies have no clue what we have to do in our roles. Yet, we had to learn all the responsibilities because right after the exams, we needed to start our term. After the exams, we all went home, and if most of you remember, some of you were not there by that time, but since most of you can remember, all the meetings are online. Now, being an executive committee which is handling everything online, that too a group of 7 people who have no clue who the other person is. Like, we are not friends, that close of friends by that time when we were leading the club. And hence, the major task was to become friends with each other. Now, initially, when we made a group for our executive committee, it was supposed to be very formal. You're supposed to only send strict messages in that group and no friendly talks. But I feel the moment we started chatting on that group, the moment when we started sharing jokes on that group, that is when we became the XCOM that could work. We became closer to each other, and from then on, we all knew what our job was and what we have to do to take this club forward. And hence, what I know is to take the meeting forward, we have to dive in the prepared speeches segment. Now, before I call upon the first speaker, I would like to call upon the first speech evaluator. That is Toastmaster Shivansh. Now, when I asked for his intro, I think everyone knows what intro he would have given. That is, he's a part-time student and a full-time binger. So over to Toastmaster Shivansh.
At this point, Toastmaster Sanidhya has been so familiar with my intro that this time he didn't even have to ask. Straight away he just gave. So good evening to everyone and to my target speaker, Toastmaster Ram. So Toastmaster Ram is attempting his L2P1 in persuasive influence. Timer, please note that the time limit is 5 to 7 minutes with a buffer of 30 seconds. The purpose of this speech is for the member to identify his or her primary leadership style and to give a speech for the members to share some aspects of those leadership style when and where they have seen it in action. Best of luck to Toastmaster Ram. I hope you do well. Over to the TMOD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Now thinking about the first speaker. For me, when I think about Toastmaster Ram, the first thing that comes to my mind is I am Dastan. Dastan is me. I am the sponsorship chair, the core committee lead for Dastan. And that is me. That is I. That is me. And that is me forever. My name will be written in golden letters that I got 50 lakhs for this college to conduct its first fest, which I couldn't do, but still I tried. That will be the introduction for Toastmaster Ram. Toastmaster Ram. Toastmaster Ram. Aren't we all? Aren't we all? Toastmaster Ram.
A gush of wind, water everywhere. N- No light, only darkness. The high tides, the low tides, shaking the ship. Everyone running erratically. Dude, what's happening? I can't stand. What is the storm? But then a voice appeared. All of you, calm down. Just row towards that direction. Then all of them looked there. This voice was the captain of the ship, the captain who leads the crew, the people they look up to. Don't we all have a similar character in our lives? When there's something going wrong in our lives, don't we all have that one person whom we turn to, who leads us, who guides us, who tells us what to do? Today, I have to talk about leadership styles. But as soon as you utter the word leader, don't all of us have a personality in our mind which comes up, a person who comes up in our mind? For example, Mahatma Gandhi, or Hitler, or Nehru, anyone. All of them are great visionaries, great leaders. But why do we have these specific people in our brains? Why these leaders in our head? Aren't all of us the same as them? Do they have any superpowers which they possess, which made them really great and go out there and just lead a nation? Is that something like that? No. What I personally believe is, aren't we all leaders here? I mean, don't they tell how we're leading a life? We are leading a life on our own. Aren't all of us the CEOs of our own life? Don't we take decisions for what we do? Don't we take accountability and responsibility for what we do? There are 8 billion people on this earth, and I believe there are 8 billion leaders. There's no special characteristic or any thing which you need to become a leader. I mean, all of us do something day to day. If you self-reflect and apply that on a day-to-day basis, you will create a cult. You will create a following which will follow you as a leader. Now, saying done all this, what's a leader? Everyone is leader. Let me share an instance or a story which I happen to have, and which very much the Toastmasters of the day mentioned, Dastan. How many of you know this chota sa event, small event which happened in a college called Dastan? How many of you are a part of the core team or worked for the team? Aryan shakingly raised his hand because we barely got sponsorship. Is that it? So let me tell you how this event happened for the first time in 20 years. Exactly 1 year ago, all of us were chilling in a chair. Bro, what is there in the Sambarpuri? All of them are going there and enjoying the fest. Don't you think we have this over here? I think we should try this out. All these juniors going out there, enjoying. Half the campus is there. Campus feels deserted. Then me and a couple of seniors and Amritara folks go and talk to the teacher. Ma'am, we think there is this fest which is happening in Amritapuri. There's a great support over there. Shouldn't we try making that possible in Bangalore itself? It has not happened previously. The teacher is like, yes, my dear child, when we have been trying for past 20 years, but nothing has happened. I guess you guys can give it a try. So come up with a proposal. Let's see what happens. Then all of us form a team. Then come up with a draft. We say, hey, this is the budget. This is the name of the event. Can we do it? We go give it to the management team. They see it. 12 lakhs budget, no scene. 3 lakhs, give or take. And all of us are like, bro, Amrita, bro, won't happen. Then we again go tell her, ma'am, what is this? 12 lakh minimalistic budget we gave. Only 3 lakhs they approved. Should we do it or should we give up? The teacher is like, child, don't worry. Take in the considerations they've told you. Draft again. Then all of us again come together and make a different draft, taking all of them into consideration and trying to reduce the budget. Back then, the event's name was Pravidi. We did that. We again go. Guess what? Rejected. At this point, rejection felt like home. So you go there. No, it's not happening. We again go to the teacher. Mom is like, child, you can do it. Don't give up hope. Just keep at it and go ahead. So this time, guess who joined us? The principal joined us. He's like, kids, I can see the efforts you guys are putting day and night. I think I should also help you do it. He came and joined us and spent various nights working from morning 6 o'clock till night 2 a.m. And we went and again gave the draft. This time, the teachers are like, the management was like, okay, but tell me one thing. All this is fine. But don't you think in Bangalore, every weekend there's some concert or a fest happening? We are like, yeah. So tell me one thing, the USP which is going to be implemented here. We tell, yes, sir, sorry. Then, bye. Should we go do it or should we just give up and move on in life? Mom is like, don't give up yet, my child. One last time and you can do it. We're like, okay. We again started from ground up, building the proposal, doing the risk analysis. At this point, I was confused. Am I an engineering student or an MBA student? Because I'm doing more of MBA work than engineering work. Then we again went to the team and we told, sir, this is how we are going to do it. And the sir is like, okay, I'm impressed, but all the best. Let's see if it pans out. Then from that day, we had 100 days to make it work. There's various lows which we faced, various mishaps the team had done. But guess what? All of us kept at it. We didn't give up. No matter how many mistakes we did, we got a chance. We kept at it. We made sure it happened for the first time in 20 years. So what I understood from this is, if you have to be a leader, you have to work for it, be relentless, and be a visionary and a great communicator. Then all of us will be great leaders, leading you don't know how many, thousands or hundreds of people. Over to the Toastmasters for the day.
After listening to Toastmasters Ram's speech, all I can remember is me dancing to Neeti Mohan songs on the day of the concert night. I mean, we all had like a lot of fun during the Astana, right? Okay. What? Yes. Okay. Now moving forward, talking about the second speech evaluator. Now, before telling her name, when I asked her for her introduction, she was like, I want to cry. And that's her introduction. Toastmaster Sharanya.
So here's the thing about being a part of an executive committee or a team. The important thing is evaluation and feedback, because you're going to hear something from someone who's your friend, but it's going to be harsh if you've done something if something that you've done is wrong. And that is a very good thing that Toastmasters teach us, is that we have to learn to accept evaluation and feedback. So today I'm going to be the evaluator for Toastmaster Hridya, who is giving her L1P1, which is the icebreaker speech in the pathway dynamic leadership. The purpose of the speech is to introduce yourself to the club and learn the basic structure of a speech. Timer, please note that the speech is from 4 to 6 minutes. Good luck, Toastmaster Hridya. I have a lot of hope and I'm looking forward to your speech. Back to the TMoD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. Now, before delaying it further, let's call upon our second speaker who will be giving her icebreaker, Toastmaster Hridya. For her introduction, she says, I am Hridya. That's all. Toastmaster Hridya. Toastmaster Hridya. If uncertainty was a human, that would be me. If uncertainty was a human, that would be me, Toastmaster Hridya.
On the brink of a delivery, a radiant yet anxious pregnant woman felt a sudden rush of pain and weakness. Desperate, she called up her husband to take her to the hospital. I'm in the middle of a very crucial meeting, and he promised to come home soon. Unable to wait, she braved the trip alone. And at the hospital, her skyrocketed blood pressure alarmed the doctors, who urged her to take rest. She was so exhausted that she fell asleep. When she woke up, there she was, laying next to her husband, who was pointing towards a cradle. There lay a cute, underweight, fragile little baby. And that was me. A very good evening to all Toastmasters out here. Have you ever had those moments where life feels like a sitcom and you're just waiting for the laugh track to kick in? Well, I might have to say to the fact that I might be the star of the track show. Take, for instance, my attempts in being a gourmet chef. You know you've hit rock bottom when the smoke alarm is your most reliable kitchen timer. My culinary skills are so impressive that my smoke detector applauds every single time I cook. Now, my parents, they're like my best friend, and my family means the entire world to me. And they have shaped me into who I am today. Because of the connections that they have within the alumni network in the United Arab Emirates, I have been very fortunate to take part in several competitions, sharing my love for piano, dance, and football. These are the interests that has been there instilled within me since childhood and has always motivated me to thrive for growth. Now, do you know what's even more relentless than my kitchen mishaps? Math. No matter how much I try to escape it, it follows me like a loyal shadow. I'm a kid who would rather run a marathon than do math. Both my parents, they're electrical engineers, but Namra and I, we were like oil and water. When asked about my future plans, I would always be like, I don't want to be an engineer like my parents. I want to be a doctor because I love serving people, which gave me more happiness than doing math. That is when in 10th, there was an option to choose basic math and standard math. So the plan was clear, right? It was going to be basic math. But no, sir, my parents already had their plans fixed. So standard math it was. So somehow good grades happened. And then in 11th and 12th, it was the golden opportunity to ditch math. Yay, or so it seemed. Guess what? For my NEET preparations, a school in Kerala was the destination. Take biomath, they said. So math had to tag along, even though it was never welcomed. But somehow 12th boards got over. NEET also got over. But seeing my sister struggle for MBBS, studying 20 to 25 thick textbooks by hearting every single line, made things a little murky, even though she had passion. Then I felt like this isn't what I want. I wanted something else. That is when the ultimate FOMO moment came, where everybody had already got into colleges. And there I was. I felt like a person who was wandering in a mall without no clue. JE already missed it. SRM, VIT, Manipal, and what not already sailed past it. That is when the panic moment occurred. The engineering route seemed like a distant galaxy. And that is when the Amrita phase 2 exam came into the picture. And then I was like, you know what? This is my last try. Let me just give it all. And I studied day and night for a week and somehow got into the exam. Who knows what the future holds? Life threw like a punchline to me. So The 15-year-old Hridya would have never thought that she would have been giving her icebreaker speech 4 years from then. Who knows what the future holds? Sometimes the path we envision might not align with the reality, and that's completely okay. It's your willingness to explore new avenues that will eventually take you to places. Remember, what matters the most is that you always strive to be the better version of yourself every single day with determination. Life is an improvisation. Embrace the unexpected curves, for it might lead to the most beautiful destination. Thank you.
What an amazing icebreaker, wasn't it? Okay, so move forward. We have our third speech evaluator. That is Toastmaster Pranav. Now, when I asked him for his introduction, he was like, hey, you can write whatever you want, but it should be fun. And to be honest, I have nothing fun about him right now. The only thing is that he is our treasurer, and the only thing that goes on in his mind is money and taking money. So over to the third speech evaluator, Toastmaster Pranav.
Hello, everyone. Digressing from my role as a speech evaluator a bit today, let me just take a minute and talk about Sanidhya a bit. I said, bro, I'll not be able to be a role taker today. I'll be able to just attend. And then he's like, bro, it's our last meeting of this term. I want all the XCOM to be present. So here I am, riding down the Chennai to present a paper in a conference and being a speech evaluator. So my target speaker today is Toastmaster Arpita, and she is attempting her L1 P4 Part 2. And since I was fortunate enough to be her Part 1 evaluator as well, her feedbacks were to use the stage better and to incorporate more of voice modulation in her speech. With that being said, timer, please note that the speech timing is 5 to 7 minutes. All the best. The stage is all yours.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. Now, calling our next speaker, speaker number 3, Toastmaster Arpita, who is our unlimited supply of theplas, our Guju girl, Toastmaster Arpita. Toastmaster Arpita, chasing dreams, Toastmaster Arpita.
Okay, please bear with me for today because I've been ranting this whole speech for like at least 3 times till now. And let me just complete this level. All right, so coming with my speech. Have you ever felt as if you're stagnating at that only one point in your life? Or have you ever felt that your potential is untapped? Well, I do feel and I still feel the same. I mean, I used to feel and I still feel in the same point of time. When I decided to give a shot for digital art, which I thought that I was really nice with paintings and all the stuff. So I just thought, why not give it a shot? Because people who work over there aren't the people who are aliens, right? Right? So yeah, that was my goal, and neither did I know. I had that motivation planned on myself, and yeah, I give it a go. What did I give? Well, neither did I know that painting on a rough texture is way more difficult. I mean, way more different than the painting on the slithery texture. That is, your screen is so slithery that you have to maintain your grip. So I was back again with all my burdens that I'm not a good painter. I can never pursue this. But then I stumbled upon something. What was that? That is the anime called Blue Lock, where Isagi Oichi is the main protagonist, and this is basically about a football play. So Isagi Oichi was not your typical sports prodigy, but also he was a guy with a talent, yes, but also he had a lot of self doubts, and he always thought that he was the weakest link. So did I. When I literally compared myself, my own drawings, my own digital drawings with my own sister, who's literally 9 years old, and hers were much more better, I swear. But then again, what happened, what actually made this whole journey apart is when Isagi wanted to join this office called Blue Lock. Well, Blue Lock is a cult basically, which forces all the students who are there to their limits to get a good uh, rank in in rank in football, like the Japanese football team in FIFA. So that's what happened. So he took a step out of his comfort zone, and uh, he went for it. But then the same thing I had to do, that is step out of my comfort zone and learn my skills. How do I do that? Is again search on YouTube or search on websites which offer these courses, such as in color theory and many more. And yeah, I did step out of my comfort zone slowly but surely. I did try to have more patience on myself and also give it a shot. And next comes the main part. When I learned that Isagi Oichi was way more different compared to others, because he valued mentorship a lot. He never involved anything. He never involved any comparison between his uh, competitors or something, but he did uh, give it a go, and he knew the power of collaboration, and that's what I liked it about. So what I did was I just went randomly on a bright day and asked my mom, Mama, I want to help on digital art, can you please help me? And my mom was like, bruh, that's not my expertise, don't tell it to me. If you want anything regarding architecture or something, then you can tell me about that. Well, I was like, Mom, you're really good in design, so how would you not know about graphic arts? It's like, I mean, there's your friend, there's your cousin who's working on this domain, and she had a really good expertise. To my dear cousin, she her color theory and her levels of choosing colors and all this stuff was really nice. Color theory is nothing but how you contrast. Even though how your paintings or everything is really nice, but your contrast matters a lot, and that's what I learned it from her. I learned that the more you experiment, the more you learn, and at the same point of time, the more you start respecting your own uniqueness. And that's what I actually learned from this whole story. Now, let it be my own pursuit of pursuing my digital art, or let it be Isagi's pursuit of pursuing football. Both were the same. Both had the same secret or same success mantra in it. That is personal growth. Well, it was not an easy journey for Isagi. Well, he thought of escaping to a dreamy island where there's endless supply of pizzas, but also at the same point of time, he did give it his best. He did sacrifice. I mean, not sacrifice, but he did give it whole to his personal growth. And yeah, with that, if you ever feel stagnating at some point of time, remember Isagi's story, and if you want someone to remind, I'm always there. Back to the TMoD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Arpita. That was an amazing speech. Now, moving forward with the theme. Once we came back to offline mode, there were a set of challenges that we had to face. Number one, touching 250 meetings. Toastmaster Nikhilesh gives me a call. He's like, do whatever you want. 250 should be the number when we conclude. It's 2:45. We have June also. So I think we will complete 250. But the thing is, no matter what challenges came, we were ready for them. Be it conducting ISC, which kept on postponing because of several reasons, or be it the open house that we conducted for MBA people. Every challenge then became an opportunity for us to prove ourselves. And we all seven of us, were together in that. While we took some amazing impromptu decisions, it's time to move towards the impromptu section of today's meeting. That is the table topic segment. And to call upon the table topics masters, that is Toastmaster Shell. Her intro is a bit weird, a bit funny, and a whole lot of awesome is what Shell is. Over to Toastmaster Shell.
So today's theme is pack up, which very well goes with the segment of table topics in Toastmasters, where an individual has to pack up their thoughts and build a speech from ground up. So what you all have to do is come on the stage, pick a topic on the table, and speak about it for about 2 or 1 minute. It contains a weird situation, which I really hope comes to one day, and has a few words written in it, which you have to incorporate in your speeches. So I would like some volunteers to please come, or else I have to pick point. He doesn't know. For sure. His topic is you get to have your Freaky Friday moment. Who would you want to exchange your life with? Describe your experience. Words you have to use are flowers and slow dance.
So if I were to have my Freaky Friday moment and get to exchange my positions with someone or something, it won't be an human, but actually an inanimate object, which is my father's phone. Because I can tell you one thing. If my father loves anything in the whole world, it's probably first at my mom and then his phone. The child, they come go. Not that much value. I can assure you, if my screen time is 6 hours, my father's would be 8 hours, which to me is pretty. I don't understand how. Sometimes I feel that if there was a romantic song playing, my father would probably slow dance with his phone. What was the other word? I'll give you one thing. Mostly my father uses the phone for listening about some political topic about Modi and all. But every 19th February, he uses the same phone to do the most romantic gesture every year so far that I've seen. Every year at dot 7 p.m., some 30 minutes before my father comes, a delivery man will come with a bunch of flowers. The same Bonville, which I've seen now 13 years in a row, and one handwritten letter, because that is his and my mother's marriage anniversary. Every year, it's the same routine. It never changes. 20th February, all four of us will go to the Tanishq showroom so that my mom can buy a new necklace or a pair of earrings. 21st February, we go to West Side so that my father can finally find a new pair of jeans. That's all from my side. Back to the TTM Toastmaster Shell.
Well, I really hope you become your father's phone. Can I get another volunteer? Your topic is you are stranded on a deserted island with a talking coconut as a companion. Describe the witty banter and survival tips you exchange with the coconut confidant. Words are brown eyes, brown hair, and unholy. 30 seconds to think.
Yeah, no, 30 seconds to think about it. All right. So when you said about a deserted island, I could only remember one of our favorite shows, that is Doraemon and the Arabian Nights, where they kind of sailed all over through the the deserts, and then they found out the huge, what do you say, the palace of, the huge palace of their dreams, I guess. So I think at that point of time, how Doraemon was magical with his own and gadgets, and you dreamt about that. Same way, I did have my coconut with me. Well, uh, co- a tender coconut, I guess. Yeah, I have it with me, who's literally irritating me all the time when I'm just roaming here and there. And the coconut will be like, "Hi, do you want to have some?" And me, thriving the thirst or trying to save it for later, I say, no, I don't want to have more of your tender water, tender coconut. And I was like, bruh, I'm gonna go bad if you do this, because in this heat of, the fungus is gonna love me so much that I am gonna get committed with that. But then the conversation went away. Went again. So, well, you know, when it's hot and there's brown hair. Of course, I have brown hair, and I did see it. Just looked at the coconut with its eyes on it. Just imagine coconut with its eyes, with hazel brown eyes. I did drink the whole coconut water. Thank you. Over to the TMoD.
Well, we know that Arpita is going to survive the deserted island. Can we have one more speaker? Anyone from online? Nikhilesh, can you come and speak? You are given the chance to live inside your favorite cartoon for a day. Describe the antics and colorful characters you encounter. Words you want to use is grenade, a nonsense Christmas. A nonsense Christmas.
We can have cheat, yeah. All right. The moment the word I heard the word cartoon, my mind narrowed down to two, three things. One was Beyblade, the other was Ben 10, then there was Tom and Jerry, and then there was obviously Power Rangers and Pokemon and all of that. Okay, it didn't narrow down actually. That's all the cartoons we all watch. Live with just a second. But then the word, since one of the words is grenade and the other is a nonsense Christmas, I like to go with Beyblade. Well, so if I were to go and live in my favorite cartoon for one day, I wouldn't mind any cartoon. But if I actually had to make the choice, it would be Beyblade for sure, because Beyblade was very, very different. It was imaginative. We didn't know what we were doing, but then yeah, somehow when we purchased Beyblades, we all thought that Bit Beast come out, do this, do that. That'll actually happen somehow, because we had that faith, though it didn't make any sense. But all of us had that faith, and since I have to use the word grenade, well, there were Bit Beasts which were explosive. So somehow you figure out the word grenade, and then a nonsense Christmas. A nonsense Christmas. There I've used all the words I'm supposed to, but then still, a nonsense Christmas would be. I think it was Beyblade Metal Fusion, wherein during Christmas, if I'm not wrong, the Bit Beast Pegasus and the other Bit Beast, I forgot the name. Father and son, they fight on a Christmas, and the home or the Beyblade Stadium goes into shambles. There's nothing left of it, and the Beyblade is also gone. There's only the bit piece left. So yeah, I would call that a nonsense Christmas. Not the kind of Christmas where you get gifts. So there you go. a cartoon where I'm supposed to live, the word grenade, and a nonsense Christmas used. Back to the table topic, master.
Well, that was very amazing. So I will just like one more speaker. Can Brahma Ganesh come? You wake one morning to find that gravity has reversed itself and everything is floating upwards. Describe the chaos as you go by your day. Words you have to use is watermelon sugar high or enchanted. If you guys haven't noticed, these are all songs' name.
So I wake up and then actually, fun fact, let's start with a bit, bit of science as well. When gravity shifts, I sleep on the top of the bunker bed. So I wake up to a thud on my face because I did not know gravity is gonna, you know, betray the nature, right? And with that, I wake up and then I discover I'm on cobwebs and stuff because we're all lazy people to clean the ceilings, of course, because we are not that tall. And well, yes, after getting that third, you just wake up, see happening, what is happening, surprised. Yeah, practically the bed would be on me. Damn. So that's going to be a very difficult situation to walk around from. And then I guess it'll be similar to what International Space Station has to offer. People running around, and of course, looking at all things, I would be thinking of very dreamy scenarios of what is going on and all. And yes, maybe as in Hindi we say chini chad gayi. I can say that watermelon sugar high I am. I couldn't understand what is going on. And then for a very brief moment, I would think, is this some sort of magic? Because physics doesn't do this. And that would be maybe if it's enchanted or something. Then, of course, get my head butted and I'll probably, go to a corner, sleep for the whole day, then wake up the next day because I don't want to have all that with my reverse gravity because of course you can almost die with it. So yeah, that's the words and that's the scenario. Back to the table topic master, Toastmaster Shail.
Well, I really hope that this session was amazing and entertaining. Back to the TMoD.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shail. Now, initially, since I hadn't received Toastmaster Shail's introduction, the introduction that I planned was that she is someone who has been referred as someone special for many times in our meeting, Toastmaster Shail. But since you didn't let me, use my introduction, I had to use it now. Okay, moving forward in our theme, we took our decisions, we did amazing things, we did the open house, and many things happened. But then came the time of a session called MOT, that is Moment of Truth. I don't know how many of you attended it. I think most of you did attend. Who all attended MOT? Wow, nice. So what MOT is? Moments of Truth, wherein the executive committee takes feedback from the members about what issues they're facing or what needs to be done. And for us, the MOT session was an eye-opener. because right after MOT, the executive committee has to fill the CSP, that is Club Success Plan. Now, when the 7 of us were there trying to write the Club Success plan, we were clueless. What will we do? First, we have to be a little positive because we cannot write anything that comes to our mind. But it went on and it went on and went on. I think we took around 2 weeks just to fill a sheet of 3 pages. So we learned, and we learned more. And soon we were able to submit the CSP and take feedback from all the members. There were many things that we planned along the way, Club Trek for that matter. None of them happened, but we did take some learnings, and hence to take a few more learnings, we will take a break. Okay, so can we have a 2 minutes break timer? 2 minutes or 3 minutes? 3 minutes, 3 minutes, 2 minutes. Strict 2 minutes, 2 minutes. See you after a 2 minutes break. Okay, folks, welcome back after the 2 minute break. 2 minutes. We can't even make Maggie in 2 minutes. I don't know how we were supposed to replenish ourselves, but I hope you got your break. And since I was talking about the learnings that the executive committee has, now is a time to have learnings from this meeting. And for that, we'll dive into the evaluation segment, wherein our general evaluator Toastmaster Nikhilesh will come back. So over to you. The stage is all yours.
All right. Evaluation segment. Okay, what kind of, I have to wait for my first speech evaluator. So until then, let me ask you guys, what kind of an evaluation segment do you want? Do you want it to be strict or lenient, or do you want to cry towards the end of it, or do you want to, leave the meeting hall happily? RRR part 2. Okay, you want me to roll? Huh. Okay. So anyway, what kind of an evaluation segment do you guys want? You really, okay, wait. Well, let me see the speaker list. You're there in the speaker list. So you want me to roast? She's given up after DSP and CT. All right. Where is my first? Yes, please, please, please get your, what is it called? Evaluation thing, and please get started. We're waiting for you. All right. We'll start with the speech evaluations. And for our first speaker, Toastmaster Ram, we have Toastmaster Shivansh as the evaluator, and now he'll be here on the stage to give us feedback. Over to you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Okay.
Good evening, everyone, again. So before I start my evaluation, once again, reiterating the fact that Toastmaster Ramagathya was attempting his L2P1 in the pathway persuasive influence. So now coming to Toastmaster Ramagathya. As usual, you start with a bang. And the best thing that starting with a bang does is to make sure that everyone in the crowd has their eyes focused on you and their ears open only to your words and no one else. And you were able to achieve that. But while everyone's eyes were focused to you, were your eyes focused to them? One thing that I found a bit lacking in your great speech was eye contact. At some points, you were staring at the stage for too long while the crowd was waiting for your next move. Second, it's a big stage and you made sure to use almost all of it, which is a great thing because many a times the speaker comes here, stands here and gives the speech in a monotonous voice and hand gestures and goes away. That might bore the audience sometime. So you made sure that the audience didn't get bored. Another thing, maybe it was a last minute improvisation, but you were able to use this chair, which is a huge plus because prop usage always brings the audience back if they are somehow lost. Then, at points, you asked questions to the audience which weren't rhetorical. So people expect that you are willing to hear to their answers, which I felt you weren't able to. Like you asked, who here has heard about the Chota Sa event, Dastan? But you should have maybe paused for 5 to 10 seconds so people could give an answer to that. So that is one thing I would like you to work upon. Storytelling was brilliant because you followed a linear pattern. It was brilliant, the storytelling. But sometimes when you're opening your speech on a different level and then going to storytelling, that bridge that was kind of missing in your speech. It could have been a bit better. And conclusion was a bit rushed. I don't think the red card was up, so I don't know why you rushed the conclusion, but the conclusion could have been a whole lot better. And I'm sorry to say, but I would like you to repeat this speech. And some challenges that I would like to give you for your next time is one is obviously maintaining more eye contact because the way you started your speech, everyone was looking at you and they were in hope that you look back at them. The second would be the crowd interaction bit because you had about 2 to 3 questions, but I felt you weren't receptive to their answers or their answers didn't change the path of your speech. So that is one thing you can incorporate in your speech. And the third is obviously the conclusion. This time it felt a bit rushed. So next time the conclusion should feel earned. And that is what I would like from you. Back to the general evaluator, Toastmaster Nikhilesh.
Thank you, Toastmaster Shivansh. Coming to Toastmaster Ram, our first speaker for today. Well, a lot of things, most of the things are covered by Toastmaster Shivansh, except for some things. He didn't mention the part where you use the stage a lot. Welcome, welcome. You did use the stage a lot. So see, there is a fine line between using the stage and pacing down the stage. Somewhere you have to draw the line, and you need to make sure that you don't cross the line. You can't just pace down the stage, because when you pace down the stage, there are moments where you lose eye contact with the audience, and the moment you lose eye contact with your audience, that's it. That's game over. People have lost context of what you're saying. So we need to make sure that we are there when we're giving the speech. Audience is there with us, along with us throughout the speech. So make sure that happens. And the conclusion part, yes, I agree. Conclusion could have been placed a bit better. Now these are things, because these are things which need not be addressed, because you're an L2 speaker, and obviously when you come to L2, there are some things like the basics of a speech which need not be mentioned by a speech evaluator or the general evaluator when you're giving a speech. They don't have to come and tell you, hey, you need to work on this part of the speech, because that's what L1 is about. We have covered that in L1. So let's go back to the basics. Let's make sure that they're tightened up. And yeah, for most of the part where Toastmaster Shivansh says that you need to repeat the speech, well, these could have been the suggestions you've given, could have been covered in improvements for the next speech. But yes, as discussed, somewhere or somehow the speech objectives weren't met. So that can be one of the reasons he might have asked you to repeat the speech. But then yes, the points which were pointed out by Toastmaster Shivansh, they can be definitely something which you can use and implement in your next speech, probably L2 P2. Not necessarily this where you don't have to give L2 P1 again, because some of the things were lacking. But the reason why you might want to give it again is because you didn't meet the speech objectives. So that's that. But apart from that, it's good to see you back on the stage. We love to have you back in Toastmasters. It's been a long time. So yes, welcome back and a good job. And coming up, our next speaker, Toastmaster Hridya, and for her evaluation, we have Toastmaster Sharanya.
So if I have to describe this speech using one word, it's going to be Hridya. And I think that's the biggest thing that's the best compliment you can receive for your icebreaker, because you're supposed to introduce yourself to the club. And that is exactly what her speech was. And there's something that I always say when I evaluate an icebreaker speech is that your icebreaker speech is not your resume where you have to tell about your entire life, all your educational qualifications, how much marks you have got, or what exams you have done well. That is not how an icebreaker speech goes. In a setup like Toastmasters, your icebreaker speech and the way you introduce yourself has to be creative. And that is exactly what Toastmaster Hridya did. She started off with a panic situation about how she was born, and I was wondering about wait, where is this going? This is an icebreaker. And then you said that's how I was born. That was a very good way to bring up the tension. Then there's this wonderful figure of speech called metaphor, and it's basically how you relate some normal situation using a metaphor, in the sense a stylized way or a reference to another situation. That is how she went on with the whole smoke detector part and her culinary skills. That is such a good way of representing just cooking, but how it was a fail or a success. That's how you represented it. Then, when you wanted to talk about your parents, you related it to how it's connected to your sports as well. Then, oil and water, you and math. That's again a very good reference that you used. Now, there are a few suggestions that I have. Firstly, was that the beginning, the introduction, was a little fast paced. So it was hard to catch the words that you were trying to say. That is something that we all can take care of when we're giving speeches, is that ensure that the pace is slow enough so that the audience can really understand each and every word that you're saying. Next, your eye contact was a little too high level, so that you can make out that the speaker isn't looking at the audience. You could do the same thing, but with a little low of an eye level. That'll make it look as if you're looking at the audience. Next is you moved on to the conclusion directly with your speech without a transition in between. If you could include some words about like how this is what you've learned from your life, and smoothly transition it slowly to the conclusion, that will help structure your speech a lot more better. So that the only challenge I have for you is to maybe pace your speech a little better next time. But then I think this is an icebreaker speech that I'll remember for a long time. It's like one of the best icebreaker speeches that I ever heard. So a round of applause for Hridya for finishing her L1 P1. And I'm looking forward to all your other speeches. Back to the general evaluator.
All right. Thank you, Toastmaster Sharanya. That was a wonderful evaluation. Coming to Toastmaster Hridya, well, most of, not most of, everything that I wanted to cover was covered by Toastmaster Sharanya. A few things where I'd like to, still point out was hand gestures. See, you hold the mic like this. Like for most of the speech, the mic was held like this. Well, you might have been habituated to it, but something what we can work upon is one hand. The other hand can go everywhere. The other hand has the freedom to express what words can't. Because hand, while you have the mic, while you have your mouth, while you have the words, there are some things which can't be expressed with what you say and whatever you have to say. So that's where your hand gestures come in. That's where your eye contact comes in, and that's where some of the emotions and feelings are expressed. That's how it is done. All these are something we'll work upon with all your future speeches. And as mentioned by Toastmaster Sharanya, conclusion. Well, again, all of this we will work upon them. These are points you need to note them down, but then in your future speeches, slowly we'll implement them. Your speech objectives for the further speeches will be something in the same lines as this, where you learn how to write a speech, or where you try to implement hand gestures and body movements and eye contact and all of that. So yes, all in all, congratulations on your icebreaker. Welcome to the speaking part of Toastmasters Amrita Bengaluru officially. And yeah, many more speeches to come, and all the best and a good job. That's where you guys clap. Now, moving on to our third speaker, Toastmaster Arpita. For her evaluation, we have Toastmaster Pranav. Do we have Toastmaster Pranav?
Yes, you do have Toastmaster Pranav right
All
here.
right. Thank you. All yours.
Thank you.
Uh,
Firstly, quick check. I'm audible very clearly.
you are. You are. Just a second. Just a
All
second.
right, great. Yeah, great.
Can you speak again?
Hello.
Yeah, yeah. You're audible.
Great. All right.
Yep.
Toastmaster Arpita. Well, quite an improvement for the speech from your last time out. Well, voice modulation, which has marketably improved from being a bland, straight voice, is what I felt. Second, stage usage. Well, instead of standing still with your legs frozen on the stage, you did manage to cover the whole stage today. Great job at that. But then, well, I felt that if you were wearing a fitness tracker today, you would have covered 10,000 steps on the stage itself, is what I felt. Because you were walking around the stage, and it clearly somewhere showed that the content being the rock of your speech the previous time and the previous time before that was somewhere flattering today. You spent the content went all over the place. Your speech, which usually did have a structure in the first part, kind of vanished. And you became a lot more conscious of the points of improvement rather than speaking your heart out first. Well, let's take the point where you spoke about Blue Lock first. You introduced, your introduction was basically, yeah, I saw this anime Blue Lock. And then in Blue Lock, the Japanese anime where Japanese football, FIFA, that's how it sounded. It sounded more impromptu or sounded something which you wanted to just rush through rather than something which you had taken the time off and written down and something which you had practiced a bit more. And then coming to something which usually is something which I have seen has been the best part of you. That is your confidence on the stage. Today, somewhere I felt that you were just walking around, pacing around the stage, and you were just trying to get over it. I know. When our speeches are asked to be repeated, trust me, even I have been there, we just want to rush it through. We are like, just get it over with. But then we end up becoming a bit more negligent about it. So, here's what I feel your speech has a content which is truly yours. So, you can hone it a bit more, sharpen it a lot more, and present it in a way better manner, which I know you're capable of. And finally, you can use the stage, but not use the entire stage. Your stage usage, as some of the feedback which I have gotten, is not that you should be dancing on the stage. Your movements on the stage should be impactful. And that is my challenge for you. With that being said, I know it's an L4P2, but I really appreciate it if you give a way better L4P2 the next time on. Back to the general evaluator.
Thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. Yeah, thank you, Toastmaster Pranav. Coming to speaker number 3, Toastmaster Arpita. Well, something which I've observed is your eye contact with the audience has improved, and your hand gestures were there. There weren't a lot of unnecessary hand gestures, like you're not waving your hand around. No, it was there where it was needed to be. Your hands expressed what they needed to express, and all of that was absolutely on spot. While that was on spot, there's little something which I'd like you to do something for next speech, irrespective of whether you give your L1P4 again or go to L2P1. What I would like you to do is take a breather when you're on stage. You don't have to do the Shankar Madhavan part where he, sings a song for 2 minutes and then finally he just no. Take a breather. Breathe when you're speaking. Not necessarily. It's not a contest where you have to, go on for 5 minutes without taking a breath. Relax. If you are relaxed with your speech, the audience will be relaxed with you. If you can maintain the eye contact, the audience will maintain the eye contact with you. if you know the context of your speech, the audience will definitely know the context of your speech. So next time, irrespective of which project, which level you're giving, make sure you take a breath, step back, relax, and then continue with your project. Coming to Toastmaster Pranav, well, you informed everything that was needed to be informed, like the project, pathway, time limit, and everything. And next time, I really appreciate it if you turn on your camera. But then I agree you're traveling, so it's excused this time. And one thing which I'd like to appreciate you for is the voice modulation which you used. It's very difficult to use voice modulation when you're giving an evaluation, even more when you're traveling. But then you really showed the excitement, even though your camera was off. We could sense the excitement you had uh, through your voice. So that's something a speaker should really admire and take away from other speakers and learn how to do it. So yeah, congratulations and job well done on the way you gave your evaluation. Even though you're not here present in person, it felt like you're just standing on the stage, and that excitement was clearly heard, if not visible. And yeah, lastly, thank you for taking up the role, even though you're traveling. I know how hectic it can be when traveling, internet connectivity and all of that, but still, you made sure that you stay back for the evaluation and not enjoy the scene outside the window. Thank you so much for that. And that was that was the evaluation speech segment of our meeting. Moving on to the table topic session. Now, everyone wants to go home, and I'm not gonna pinpoint each and every table topic speaker. But then, yes, the table topic master, she's not here, but please do pass on the comments, whoever is here. Next time, for anyone who's taking a table topic, who's taking up the role of table topic master, make sure that when you come on the stage, you give the time limits. Irrespective of whether the timer has mentioned it or not, it's a good habit to come on the stage and remind all the people about the time limits, because at least they'll be sure on how long they have to speak for. And for a first timer, the table topic session was very good, innovative, and it was rather a well-researched table topic. It was not like very ChatGPT, where most of us do. It's a very open secret that at the last moment, all of us just go to ChatGPT, put the theme, and then we get some 5, 6 this thing, and no, we just okay, all right, we have 5, 6 topics, but no, this was a well-researched table topic session. You had all your speeches, no, all your topics written down on cheats, so effort has really been put in. And then the song part was also very innovative. So a big round of applause for Toastmaster Shail. Please do watch the recording. And yeah, that was a table topic session. Now moving on to the part where I call upon my tag team and then they give their feedback on how the session was. So I'll start with the Grammarian for today. And for that, we have Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh to give us a Grammarian's report.
Back on stage with my evaluation for today's meeting. So, starting off with the usage of the word of the day and the idiom of the day. Well, not a surprise, but again, the persisting and everlasting motivation that every grammarian does every meeting is please use the word of the day, please use the idiom of the day even more, because it is supposed to challenge you and how you dynamically think when you're giving a speech to how to use a word when you can and you always can. So please think of it and do a bit of swift thinking on stage. Probably that should help. And I would appreciate Toastmaster Ram for using the idiom of the day and Toastmaster Arpita for using the word of the day. And myself, I don't need to thank. It's okay. It's my job to be done. And improper usages, there's not many. Rather, there's not everyone. Everyone was really good today. And there's just one suggestion from my side, a humble advice that I would like to give to Toastmaster Venkat. to please work on your incorrect grammar usages that here and there that you keep using. Of course, when people are nervous, English becomes Latin, Latin becomes Greek, Greek becomes gibberish. So that is what happened today, and it's okay. I'm not saying like people don't know English or stuff, but then that's what happens on stage, and that's what we're here for, right? So that's what we're supposed to improve on. So kudos to you for coming onto stage and probably fighting your fears that you're not telling about. And of course, the most favorite part of a grammarian's work, the highlighting of the real good usages, that is Toastmaster Hridya. Awesome speech. Awesome speech, awesome usage of vocabulary, and of course, like your evaluator mentioned, the metaphors and similes that you've used, they're really good. Though you have used normal words, day-to-day words that people keep using often, but you've used it in such a way that was impressive. And of course, Toastmaster Pranav, as usual, with his hype of good words and good usage of vocabulary. And that should be my report of Grammarian's report today. And over to the general evaluator. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh. That was a wonderful comedian's report. Not a very monotonous, boring report where they just come on the stage and say good usages, bad usages. This is what you have to improve on. These are the number of people who have used the word of the day or the idiom of the day. No, thank you for that. And one thing I'd like to point out here is the usage of the word bro. Oftentimes, yeah, it's part of a language. In fact, every time we speak in English, we just add the word bro to the end of the sentence or towards the beginning of the sentence, and we are somehow way too used to it that it becomes so unconscious that we just use it and we don't even realize it. But yes, when you're trying to give a speech on the stage or when you're trying to give any report, make sure the word bro or any of the slangs which we find cool, they don't come on the stage. They don't come with you on the stage. When you're getting onto the stage, when you're shaking hands, leave them outside the stage. And then when you're off the stage, you can use any language you want, any word you want, no stoppages. Yeah, so that was the grammarian's report. And next up, we have our counter for today's meeting. Sorry, Toastmaster Aryan. Sorry for that. Sorry for that.
After a survey conducted by absolutely no one. Hi again, it's me, your favorite accountant. Okay, in today's evaluation, honestly, everyone did a very good job, and I was surprised, and I had to keep a proper track of everything because all of you used very few crutch words, filler words, whatever. Now, the role of accountant is essentially quote unquote a negative role because you're pointing out the flaws of a person. You're pointing out how many times they said something that they did not want to. So what I will do is if you use more than 4 crutch words, I will just tell what the crutch word was and I'll say that was your favorite crutch word. And if you use less than 4, then you had a perfect speech. Because as an AI student, ML student, that is what I've been taught to do. Okay, so now I will tell your favorite crutch word in no absolute order because I messed up. First one was Toastmaster Ram. Your favorite crutch word was ah. Then was Toastmaster Sharanya. It was Toastmaster Hridya. You had basically a perfect speech. So kudos on that. Let's all give it up. Then we have Toastmaster Pranav, whose favorite crutch word was so. Then we have Toastmaster Arpita, whose favorite crutch word was and so. Then we have Toastmaster Shivansh, whose favorite crutch word was ah. Then we have Toastmaster Nikhilesh in the table topic, whose favorite crutch word was ah. Toastmaster Ganesh, whose favorite crutch word was ah. I will not be evaluating any of the big 4 roles as they are impromptu roles, which require a lot of speaking without any script. With that, I would like to conclude my ah counter report and back to Toastmaster Nikhilesh, the president.
Thank you. And this time, not struggling to find out who the timer is, we have Toastmaster Venkat who will be giving the timer's report.
Hi, everybody has done well in this meeting today. So coming to the first evaluation, speech evaluation, Toastmaster Shivansh has time of 3 minutes 20 seconds, and Toastmaster Sharanya 3 minutes 6 seconds, and Toastmaster Pranav 3 minutes 8 seconds. And coming to the table topic session, Toastmaster Shivansh 1 minute 50 seconds, and Toastmaster Arpita 1 minute 28 seconds, Toastmaster Nikhilesh 1 minute 51 seconds, Toastmaster Ganesh 1 minute 54 seconds. And next and the last, prepared speeches. Toastmaster Ram 6 minutes 47 seconds, Toastmaster Hridya 5 minutes exactly, Toastmaster Arpita 5 minutes 28 seconds. Over to General Evaluator.
Well, thank you for that concise and very not so lengthy report. Well, I forgot to give a feedback for the accounter. So good job. It was funny. It was not the normal accounter's report. No, it was. It kept the audience alive. And coming to our timer, Toastmaster Venkat. Well, this is not the first time you're taking up a role in a meeting, and I think we have used up enough cards wherein we can, say it's all right. It's a new member. From now on, I'd like you to, start preparing for the roles you're taking. You can't just come onto the stage, get the script, and then do. You need to be well prepared for the role you're taking. Yes, there are chances where all of us fumble. There are chances where we all falter, but then we have to work on it. You can't just, let it go every time. Every time you're taking a role, go to the YouTube channel, find out how the role is done, or ask your mentor, approach them, and get a gist of what the role is. If you're not sure about what the role is, then you can't really come and, address the people on the stage, from the stage, because then they'll be unsure of what is going on. And the other thing is, don't try to pick a lot, pick the right words. Start speaking, let it flow. Words will automatically come. You don't have to come on the stage and say, no. Start with whatever you feel like saying, and slowly get the pace, get the words, get the context, and then move ahead with whatever you have to say. And yeah, that apart from that, the timer's report was good. But then as a speaker, let's start pulling up our socks, roll up our sleeves, and get on it. That was the role tag teams evaluation. It's been a long time since I've given an evaluation, to be honest. So coming to the TMoD, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Sanidhya. Wait, I forgot. What was it? What did I write? Yeah. So yes, somehow in the beginning of the meeting, it felt like the the rhythm was very slow. I don't know, for a speaker, or for the kind of speaker you are, for the kind of speeches you give, your speeches seem to be very fast paced. But then as a TMoD, it was like all of that. So let's try to make sure that we equalize the pace. Either we bring down the pace with which we give a speech, or improve upon the way we're giving a TMoD. It's all right if your content is less, if your content is more. Just do it. You don't have to try to fix it in the time limit. If it's not there, it's not there. No one's gonna say, why did Toastmaster Sanidhya conduct a 3 hour meeting? I mean, people will say, but then nothing wrong with it. You can conduct it. Whatever happens after that, we'll deal with it later. And handshakes. Yes, exactly. Everyone thinks that handshakes are done, especially as the TMoD, as an experienced person in the club. You feel that but then sometimes you forget. There's nothing much we can do about it. It was the second speaker. You forgot to shake their hands. It was Toastmaster Hridya. Yes, you forgot to shake hands with her when you gave the stage to her. So it's all right. Happens, but just pointing it out, make sure it doesn't happen. And not just for Toastmaster Sanidhya, all of you, not only, it's not just about shaking hands, it's about transferring the stage and the energy of the stage. Something I like about Toastmaster Brahma Ganesh is whenever he comes onto the stage, whenever he shakes hands with you, there's a firm handshake. And you feel like, returning it again. You feel like, okay, shaking hand with the same enthusiasm and same energy. It's not just a formality where okay, yeah. No. You have to come on the stage, you have to give the stage to the speaker, and when you're doing it, give the energy to him or her. Make sure that they are comfortable, make sure that they're energized. And how do you do that? There's only one way to do it: shake hands properly. So yeah, that was there's not much for TMoD, and G is usually nowhere evaluated. And yeah, so just this thing, we have been working on this for a long time, starting the meeting on time. Somehow, sometimes it happens, sometimes it doesn't. In the middle of the term, we felt like we got the rhythm where we start meetings on time for five, or like for the in the month of April, we thought, meetings will definitely happen on time. But it's all right. Uh, as long as we try to, conduct meetings on time, as long as we just don't lose it up that okay, whenever the meeting starts, we'll start. Whenever the presiding officer comes and starts the meeting, we don't know. We just let's just try to make sure that no, we are there on time. And yeah, that is it. The meeting was normal. And how can we make it more exciting? You can't just blame the role takers, to make the meeting more exciting. You have to come, you have to, be entertained, and keep others entertained. That's a part, that's a role taker's job. As when you come to the meeting, you take the role taker of, what is the role you take? The audience's role. So you have to make sure that you are encouraging, entertaining, and having fun. And that's how you keep the meeting lively. You can't just keep blaming others. And yes, that's the general evaluator's report. Been boring, been strict, been lenient, up to you. Anyway, back to the TMoD. Toastmaster Sanidhya.
Thank you, Toastmaster Nikhilesh, for that detailed evaluation. Now comes the conclusion part. The conclusion of the meeting, the conclusion of our term. And in June, both we will be working together with the new executive committee. And I think unofficially, this is the last meeting that the 14th executive committee conducted. And to talk about the 14th executive committee, we had our president, Toastmaster Nikhilesh, leading us through. And he had to take many tough decisions, and he took them very well, and he took all the blame on himself most of the time, no matter which officer did what mistake or whatever. My job was to conduct the meetings, and I think I did a decent job at that. Then the VP membership, Toastmaster Nikhil, when the renewal period came in, we all were in a big crunch because there were very less renewals this term. Still, our VP membership, along with our treasurer, Toastmaster Pranav, they handled it quite well. And here we are going through. VPR, Toastmaster Sharanya, you all know how hard she worked. And every meeting, every month, some 700 posters she released. And it is a heck of a job. And she did it in an amazing manner. Yeah, clap. Next up, the secretary, Toastmaster Aryan, be it uploading the meetings on YouTube or creating MOMs or giving goal breakers and all these things. Amazing job done by Toastmaster Aryan as a secretary. He worked really hard, and I've seen that Toastmaster Aryan is the most systematic person I've ever met. Like, it was never done that the YouTube videos have timelines and all these things. So great work done by Toastmaster Aryan. And again, I already covered Toastmaster Pranav as a treasurer, who did a very tough job of getting the renewals done. And then comes our SA, Toastmaster Abhinaya, managing all the halls, booking all the halls, getting the AV setup. So yeah, this term, definitely a combined effort, and hence it comes to a closure. There will be, these executive committee members will be taking up the new roles in the new executive committee, but as the 14th executive committee, this is it. And it has been great serving you guys. So thank you so much. With this, I would like to conclude this meeting as well as unofficially conclude our term as the 14th executive committee. Signing off. That's a pack up for us. Thank you so much. Giving back to the presiding officer.
All right. So I'll stop Toastmaster Sandhya right there on what he said, that unofficially we are closing the term. Well, no, the shop is still open. We will be, functioning, operating till 23:59 hours, 30th June 2024. So yeah, that said, people, can you vote? The voting form is out. So, no, since it's the last offline meeting of the term, my last presiding officer address, I was thinking, should I just give the, uh, leaving president remarks or whatever it is there right now or during the installation ceremony? I was still, I was in a bit of conflict with myself while we are voting. Let me just check how many responses are there. People, can you vote? There's only 7 responses. We need 4 more. All right. So till we have the responses, let me just say a few words or something as a present. Maybe the last dance on the stage. When you guys come back next semester, hopefully all of you will do. You'll find a new person holding the gavel. That will be Toastmaster Sanidhya. You will see that the badges have transferred, and you'll see a new set of people leading the club. And somewhere I'll be sitting towards the back where I usually belong, the last bench. No, no, not even people recognizing that I exist peacefully. And yeah, so I don't know what to say. Is it getting a bit too emotional? I don't think so. Well, so let me just say this. It was a pleasure serving all of you for the past how many months? 1, 2, 3, 4, almost 4 months. And we'll continue to do so for the next 2 months as well, because that's when the term actually ends. It was fun. We had a lot of fun. I hope you guys did too. The XCOM had a lot of fun. I hope so. And yes, a lot of disagreements, a lot of fights, and all of that. That happens. But at the end of the day, what we have to take away here is the sun will rise tomorrow. And irrespective of whether you like it or not, whether you enjoy it or not, it's all right. Things will move on. Things will happen. And do we have the required number of responses? We have 10 responses. We have 11 responses. All right. Great. You still, are you done voting or? 11. Someone voted twice. Okay. Shall we- Are you done voting? All right. So we have 11 responses. All right. Can I have my VPPR for the photos one last time? Yeah, yeah. All right, all right, all right. Best of tag team. Any guesses? Drum rolls, please. Toastmaster Aryan, who served as the accountant for today's meeting. Congratulations, Toastmaster Aryan. And then moving on, which role do we go for after that? Best of speech evaluators. Any guesses? Drum rolls, yes. Well, we need a new photographer because it's Toastmaster Sharanya. Treasurer incoming. All right. Congratulations, Toastmaster Sharanya. Moving on. Wait. Oh my God. Speech evaluators done. Okay. Best of table topic speakers. Any guesses? Drum rolls. Toastmaster Nikhilesh. It's lonely at the top, guys. All right. Moving on to the best of Big Four. Any guesses? It's Toastmaster Shail. It's all right. Now, moving on to the last and the most awaited one, the best of prepared speakers. Wait, let me make sure that I've covered everything. Drum rolls, please. Toastmaster Hridya. Congratulations. Not a lot of people know win the best of prepared speakers with their icebreakers. So you're one amongst the few. So good job. And yeah, that was the best of the today's meeting. And for one last time, in Rama Hall, I declare meeting number 245 theme pack-up closed. The session is open for networking, and before we do that, everyone please onto the stage for a quick photo.
No, I want a picture of XCOM with badge, not the pen. I don't.
Hello, Pranav, are you there?
Yeah, I am there.
Yeah, can you turn on your camera for a photo? Wait, let me pin him. Actually, everyone move a bit. Let's just make way. Everyone is there. Just a second, hold that pose. All right, thank you, Pranav. The session is open for networking. I'm not in XCOM anymore.
Hello, wait. Pranav, open camera again. XCOM picture. See, whatever switch on, open. No, no, let's take now. No, let's take now. Sanidhya. Stand. Who's EPPR? The 30th time EPPR. Stand. Hey, stand.
I hope that's done.